So it's Saturday again, so I have a non-makeup related video for you today. Or not makeup related tutorial video, whatever. Well, you get what I mean, a different kind of video. So yeah, today I couldn't really think of anything to do with my hair or to film in terms of collections and stuff, so I thought why not just do a tag. And after some searching on YouTube I came across the first tag and it seemed like fun, so I'm just gonna do that. So hopefully I won't bore you with all my kind of boring answers, because I sort of realized I'm not a very interesting person as far as this list goes, so yeah. Anyways, I always enjoy watching these things, so yeah, I hope you enjoy watching it too. Okay, first question, what was your first tweet? Well, my first tweet, I had to search it on my phone, because I obviously don't just know that, but my first tweet was a tweet on the 20th of December in 2012, and it was a tweet about my blog, because I posted a tutorial for a Christmas eye look. What was your first YouTube video? Well, that was, let's close my phone. My first YouTube video was on my oldest account, which I think I still have the passwords to, but I'm not even sure actually, because I haven't logged into that in like years. But yeah, anyways, so I think it was a video of one of my pet rabbits. Yeah, not even my latest pet rabbit, but the one before that. Yeah, which was a really big, grey, a really fat grey rabbit actually. Who was the first person you subscribed to on YouTube? I'm not sure, but I think it was either Lauren Curtis or Beauty Gloss. Well, Beauty Gloss is a Dutch channel, and Lauren Curtis, well, I think basically everyone who ever watched makeup tutorials knows her. So yeah, it was either one of those two. Almost stopped the camera again. Anyways, what was your first Facebook profile pic? So, anyways, yeah, I managed to pronounce that. Anyways, what was your first Facebook profile pic? I don't have Facebook. So yeah, that's an easy answer. So yeah, and I do have reasons for that, namely that well, like, if I want to post pictures of myself, I'll post them on my weblog. If I just want to make short announcements or whatever, I'll just put it on Twitter. And if I want to post pointless pictures, I'll just post them on Instagram. So what would I need Facebook for? And, connecting with friends, well, I have WhatsApp. So, yeah, I just talk with my friends through WhatsApp. And I just know myself, if I'd have a Facebook profile, it'd be empty. Do you still talk to your first love? Well, the first boy I ever liked was back at elementary school. And yeah, I mean, we don't really still talk because I haven't seen him since elementary school, so yeah. And we weren't really officially a couple anyways, but it was kind of fun because we were both shy idiots, I guess. Well, he was a very intelligent idiot then. But yeah, you get what I mean. We were both pretty shy, so we did talk to each other and we did like each other, but we never really said it. So instead of actually, having pointful conversation, useful conversation or whatever, we just occasionally play together at recess. What was your first alcoholic drink? It was wine, and I still don't like the taste of wine. I don't know, I just really don't like the taste of it. So yeah, the first alcoholic drink I did like the taste of was Martini Fiero, which is kind of like a red colored martini. And yeah. So, and nowadays the only alcoholic drinks I like are pina coladas and all things that were mixed by Bacardi. What was your first job? My first job was when I was 16, and it was at a cash register of a large grocery store. Yeah, I hated it. It was boring. And also there was like, at that specific grocery store, there was like zero communication with anyone. I mean, you didn't really feel like you're part of a team, it was just like you're just a robot or something. I mean, you just walk in, okay, you have that cash register today, and you sit there and you talk with no one, basically. Except for the customers, and that's basically saying the same thing to every single customer. So yeah, it was really boring. So after those 2 months I quit. So yeah, I really don't regret quitting, actually. I mean, I was jealous at every customer because they were allowed to leave the store when they wanted, and I had to stay. What was your first car? Well, I still don't have my driver's license. I mean, here in the Netherlands you have to be 18 to start, and I'm 21 now and I don't have money. So I don't have my driver's license, so I also don't have a car because that would be kind of pointless. But yeah, I can't tell you what cars I like. And like my dream car will be one that is like, and I've seen a lot of those on the internet, and they're not really expensive either. So you know, when I do get my driver's license, I do plan on getting one of those. It's like a really old car from like the 60s or 70s, but then with a new engine. So like you have the looks from the old days, but with like, you know, the like, yeah, environmentally friendly stuff and cheaper stuff because you use less fuel from the engines of the 21st century. Yeah, that was a really clear way to explain that. Who was the first person you texted today? That was actually via WhatsApp, and it was a friend of mine, actually two friends, because we were in a group conversation. One of them said good morning and I said good morning back. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? I really don't know. I mean, I'm pretty egocentrical in the morning, so I probably just thought of myself. Who was your first grade teacher? Well, she was a bitch. Really. I really didn't like her. She didn't like me either, but she didn't like half of the class. So the people she liked were smart, according to her. The people she didn't like were dumb. Yeah. Also, my mom was pretty bitchy to her too, which was kind of funny. Because one time she actually she was like, oh, you run stupidly. Well, I hope she didn't really say it like that, actually. Anyways, well, at the very least she said it in Dutch, not in English, so that helps. But anyways, so yeah, my mom was like, oh, she doesn't run funny. She runs like a normal kid. So my mom actually went to gym class, which we just had with school and with the same teacher, and filmed it. So yeah, there was I, running like just any regular, you know, kids, and she walked like, not my mom but the teacher, walked like this with her feet, like really like a duck or something. And my mom really took really good care of filming that. So yeah, that was just funny. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? Well, I've never been on an airplane, but yeah. I do still plan on going, like, you know, when I get a job and all, I do plan on, of course, on going to other countries and going there by plane, because you know, like, I still want to, like, go to New Zealand and stuff, and you can't get there by car. I mean, like, there's an ocean in the way. So, yeah. Okay, had to restart my camera for a second because the memory card was full. But anyways, so yeah, next question is, who was your first best friend and do you still talk? Well, my first best friend, I think, was a girl in like kindergarten, I guess it would be called in English. Her name was Vera, which is like the same name as my mom. Yeah. And she moved to Portugal and I never really spoke to her again. So, where was your first sleepover? Well, that was probably with my cousin, I think. As far as I can remember, at least. And yeah, we used to just, you know, play outside with our friends and read comics and watch television, and that was pretty much it, but it was fun. What was the first thing you did this morning? Swearing, because I just realized my phone was almost empty, like the battery was almost dead, and the charger was upstairs in the attic. What was the first concert you ever went to? Well, I never really did go to concerts, actually, because I really don't like live music. I mean, I'm one of those people who prefers the album versions, so yeah. Anyways, although I did, of course, see some bands playing, like on like things like, you know, a Gothic and Fantasy Fair, and Elf Fantasy Fair and Castlefest, which are all basically fantasy and medieval fairs and stuff. So yeah, there's always bands there too, so technically I did see some playing, but I never quite stopped to watch because I'm always like, hey, they sell cute jewelry there, so yeah, I'm easily distracted again. What was your first broken bone? Well, I've never broken a bone. Yes, it's quite surprising, actually, because like when I was a child, and actually nowadays it's still the same thing, actually, I'm the kind of person who's always like, hey, a tree, I can climb it, especially when on vacation. I don't usually do that here. like where I live, because people might see. Anyway, so yeah. So on vacation I'm usually the kind of person who's like, everything that can be climbed will be climbed. Just because I like climbing on things. I mean, yeah, I'm like a goat, I guess. Anyways, so yeah, they are my favorite animals, so makes sense. But anyways, yeah. I never fell from anything, and even if I do fall, I'm like a cat but then different. I always land on my ass, so yeah. There's more than enough there to, like, you know, make a good, like, place to land on, I guess. What was your first piercing? Well, I'm not sure if it counts, but it were like the 2 lowest earlobe piercings, and they were actually shot, not pierced. But yeah. So I think it was like 13, because I really spent years and years and years convincing myself to actually get them done. And even when we were in the shop, I was like, okay, I really want this, but on the other hand, I really don't want to go through this. So yeah, my mom just basically told me, okay, you want this, so now you're gonna sit down and let the guy do your earlobes and get it over with. And I'm glad she did, because, you know, now I'm happy with them. Like, I was instantly happy with them. It was just the whole thing of actually having them done that was not really my favorite thing in the world, I guess. What was the first foreign country you've gone to? That must have been Germany, on vacation as a child, where I learned my first German word, which was Apfelsaft, which means apple juice. Because as a child I liked apple juice, so yeah, I mean, and I wanted to order in restaurants, you know. I didn't want my parents to order for me, no, I wanted to say it myself. It was more fun, so yeah. What was the first movie you remember seeing? I think there must have been one of the Disney movies. I think in English it's called Fox and the Hound. And yeah, basically I was the kind of child, like most girls want to be princesses, and I wanted to be a fox. Then later on, is that the same car from... Seriously, stupid thing keeps driving around. Anyways, they're making noise. Anyways, so yeah, and then later on I saw both a Wolf Quest and I wanted to be a wolf. Strangely enough, despite seeing The Lion King, I never wanted to be a lioness, although that movie did taught me, like, the one piece where, like, Simba is running back to the Pride Lands, and they kind of left, like, his feet in slow motion, and I kind of, yeah, that kind of taught me to, how to, like, run on 4 legs, which I really loved doing as a kid. It looked ridiculous probably, but I really like doing it, and I'm still pretty good at it actually. When was your first detention? Well, it's actually a pretty stupid story. I've only had detention like once in high school. And like we had this kind of like rule, there was this rule that we weren't allowed to go into like, you know, the neighborhood surrounding the school, because, you know, people might find it annoying or something. I can't imagine why. But yeah, so we did go into the neighborhood because there was like a playground there and no one was ever there, and yeah. So we saw like not the principal, but the guy who was like the assistant principal. I don't really know what it's called in English, but anyways, that guy was walking around the neighborhood to check whether or not there were like, you know, bad teens outside. And we ran off and we were like sure he saw us, but we weren't really sure. And in the end it like, yeah, I mean, as it turned out, he hadn't seen us, but we were stupid idiots. So we were stupid enough to actually go to him and say, I'm sorry, we were outside in the neighborhood. And so he was like, probably, yeah, he later he probably laughed his ass off. But yeah, I mean, he kept a straight face and he just gave us like detention, and that was it. And at our school, detention was like, you didn't have to stay after school, but you had to come like 45 minutes before school. And the worst thing was that the teacher had a good mood. It was a Monday morning, it was early, and she was in a good mood. And that was just the worst thing ever. And who was your first roommate? Well, I guess it's more like... Yeah, I think the question is more like directed at people who actually live in countries where it's like regular to go live on a school campus or something. But we don't really have that in the Netherlands because everything is pretty close by, you know, like small country and stuff, and yeah. So, yeah, I've never had a roommate. What was the first sport you were involved in? That was gymnastics when I was a child, and I really liked it, but then there were 2 teachers, and they were a married couple, and then they retired, and there wasn't any other fun, like, gymnastics club around, so I quit. What is the first thing you do when you get home? Well, I usually throw my bag on the floor, then throw my coat on the coat rack, and that's basically it. So yeah, those were my answers. If you want to do this tag too, I'm gonna post the questions either on my weblog, or which I'll link below, or I'll just put them below if I don't forget, but I'll probably forget, I'm afraid, so yeah. Maybe I should just make sure I don't forget. Anyways, so yeah, well, the point anyway is that, yeah, if you want to do it too, the questions are somewhere listed, I guess. Anyways, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I mean, I always enjoy watching this kind of text from other people, so I hope you enjoyed watching this too. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye!